Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna. So we will we were discussing how this is actually very uh, important concept from Srimad Bhagavatam. Actually, it connects to the false ego. So, why we are holding ourselves from surrendering to Krishna? The main reason is false ego. And this conversation, what Prabhuji is discussing now, what is very important? Two things to be understood. First is our spiritual nature, and second is material conditioning. If you see Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling to Arjuna that you are not the body, spirit, soul. And immediately he says that now you should fight. This is actually what Krishna is telling. Now Rahugana is telling, okay, I have to fight because I am a Kshatriya. So the starting point is wrong with Rahugana. Not that what he's telling, Krishna is also telling to fight, I am also telling to fight. So what is the mistake in it? So that is the argument Rahugana can give. Krishna is also telling to do your duty. I am also telling the same thing, do your duty. So what is the main difference? The main difference is that uh, Krishna says that your spirit soul, and then you start doing your duty. So first you get your identity proper, then perform duty. And in case of Ravana, he's telling, I will do my duty and then I will realize I am spirit soul. So Krishna is telling, no. First you understand that you are, first you get the theory, then practical. Ravana is telling, I'll do practical and then I'll get theory. But it won't happen like that. That's what the main difference is. So Krishna gives identity first and then tell to do the duty. Whereas here, if you see, Ravana is telling, I will do my duty, maybe in future I will get my identity. And that's what even Jadabharat is telling. No, no, first you know your identity, then only you will be able to perform your duty properly. So that is the main difference. Means basically it's an identity. So Rahugana is identifying himself with that he is a uh, king and then he has to do his duty. But whereas Jadabarth is telling, no, first you identify yourself as spirit soul and then you start performing your duties. So that will make a major difference in your life. Otherwise, you'll end up doing the same mistakes again and again. And that is the reason we are not able to surrender to Krishna, because we have first material identity, then we go further. Then we think, okay, then I have the spiritual identity also. That itself, the method to approach itself is wrong. That is the main problem in the approach. What people are approaching, and everybody says we have to do our duty. Everybody is giving the argument of Ravana only. We are given this responsibility and we are doing this duty. But the problem is your starting point is wrong. No, no, no. You are first a spirit soul, then you have this duty so that you realize you are spirit soul. So this is the major difference to be understood in the concept. And uh, that's there are two things. One is spiritual identity, and we discuss this also, material conditioning. We have to do duty because we have want to overcome material conditionings. and we want to. Uh, if you don't do duty, you cannot overcome material conditioning because we are already conditioned. So it is not possible to overcome material conditioning just because I'm practicing. I'm just know that I'm the body, not spirit. I'm the not body, spirit, soul. That won't work. It's only theory. We need practical application of that theory, and practical application is we have these two aspects we already all of us have: spiritual identity and material conditioning. So accordingly we have to perform these things. So otherwise, so the contradiction, what Krishna is telling to do duty and what Rahugana is telling I want to do my duty, the contradiction is not in the starting point is the contradiction where you are, and from what vantage point of view you are seeing this. So Jadabarth is telling you have to look it from the point of soul, not from the body, and then you come to the body. So where Ravgana is telling, I have this body, I have to do this duty. So you are seeing the main difference. So it is basically it's a false ego. What happens is we have certain identification and then we perform the action based on the identity. Now you have wrong identification. First you are identifying with the body and then you are starting doing your action. And then you want to realize spirit soul. It won't work like that. First you have to realize, at least get an identity as I am servant of Krishna. That's why Diksha is needed to get an identity. So the that I am the servant of my guru. So once you get an identity, then you can perform the actions properly. Otherwise, it is not possible. We will always make mistakes, and we end up in doing the same things again and again, life after life. Why we are going through life after life? The main reason is this only, because we are having a wrong identity itself. So this is the main thing we have to understand. What the problem with the arguments in Rahugana and Jadabharat is, this is the starting point is argument. And that is actually what is holding us from surrender also. Like what is stopping us from Krishna, going to Krishna is our false ego. That is, even when we are, we have so many things to identify with in this world, and we all are working with identifications only. What people are identifying me, how I am identified, and what people look at me, and all. And that's how the problem starts. And and there is a fear of losing our identity. If I too much surrender to Krishna, what will happen? And so then there is a struggle to go closer to Krishna, and this happens to everyone. Because there is a wrong shelter also which we get in this world. We try to take shelter of many things, people, positions, and all these things are wrong motivations for actions. So it looks like same action only, but the motivations are not correct. That's actually the main point here. uh, so it looks like Ravgana is talking right only. It is light, but it is from the very wrong vintage. If you understand this clearly, then things will be easy. That's actually Arjuna also had the problem. He said, Krishna, you are telling me to fight, uh, but why? I am not the body, spirit, soul. Say as a opposite argument, Arjuna had is telling, if I am spiritual, why I should not act? And Ravgana is telling, oh, I already have this responsibility, why I should not act? So exactly opposite arguments, and both have the same problem, identity problem. And for us also, why we are not able to surrender to Krishna? that is also identity problem, and we have to overcome this problem, the identity problem, so that we'll be able to serve it a higher state of consciousness. So that is the main thing. So if we are stuck up at this level, then we will not be able to do much. So this is one of the points, and uh, we people ask for blessings from the devotees. And what is this blessing? That blessing comes with, yeah, the blessing means humility. So if we are becoming humble, that means we are getting blessings. So this need to be understood. So I just share the screen. I'll share the screen for you. So here we are seeing how long Prachetas they ruled. So this is another important thing. So Lord want devotees to take care of this creation because it will help the conditioned souls. We may think, Arey, why Lord is telling you be here and enjoy nicely. Because the purpose of Lord is to help the living entities to be happy. And for them to be happy, there should be some proper person ruling. And who should be the proper person? Devotees are proper people. So that's the reason Lord wants this great personality. So Prachitas are very responsible people. The Lord feels you please do the job. And that's why they were staying for so long. And the Prabhupada explained what is the duration of Brahma's life, and which is quite huge. And then they say, without devotional service, what is the meaning of service? Severe austerities, the process of hearing, the power of speech, and the power of speech of mental speculation, elevate, elevated intelligence, strength, and power of senses. So these are all of no value. This is many Mayavadi sannyasis and all. They all perform so much austerities, but they don't. But unfortunately, they cannot grab the real essence of knowledge. That's what Prabhupada says. And Vedescha Sarvair Ahameva Vedya. It's all actually for understanding Krishna only. So there are many religious systems within wherein penance and austerities are greatly stressed, but at the end, no one understands Krishna, the personality of Godhead. There is therefore no point in such penance. If one has actually approached the Supreme Lord, he does not need to undergo severe austerities. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is understood through the process of devotional service. In the ninth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, devotional service is explained as Raja Guhyam, the king of all confidential knowledge. So there are many good reciters of Vedic literature and they recite works such as Ramayana, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. Sometimes these professional readers manifest very good scholarship and exhibit word regularly. Unfortunately, they are never devotees of Supreme Lord. Consequently, they cannot impress upon audience the real essence of Krishna. So this is the problem. There are many sharply intelligent people in this material world and they discover so many things for sense gratification. They also analytically study all the material elements, but despite their expert knowledge and expert scientific analysis of whole cosmic manifestation, their endeavors are useless because they cannot understand the Supreme Lord. As far as our senses are concerned, there are many animals, both beasts and birds, who are very expert in exercising their senses more keenly than human beings. So that what Prabhupada is trying to tell is animals they can have some sense gratification better than humans also. For example, vultures or hawk can go very high in sky but can see a small body on the ground very clearly. This means that their eyesight is so keen that they can find an eatable corpse from a great distance. Certainly, their eyesight is much keener than human beings, but this does not mean that their existence is more important than that of human beings. Similarly, dogs can smell many things from far distance. Many fish can understand by the power of sound that an enemy is coming. All these examples are described in Bhagavatam. If one's senses cannot help him attain the highest perfection of life, realization of Supreme, they are all useless. So, this is the reality. We have to understand that that's why we Jivo Jivasya Jivanam. So, why one living entity food for other living entity? This is how the Lord created. And if you see here, it does not mean that their existence is more important than human. So, human existence is most important. So, even if other animals and others they lose their life in maintaining humans, especially vegetation. I am talking about not animals but plants and trees. They have to lose their life to maintain us. We have to construct houses. We have to kill. We have to cut trees. We have to eat means we have to kill so many food. But this form is more important because they get an opportunity, and Lord will give everybody opportunity. So not a problem. But only we have to utilize it properly. That's all. So it is not a problem that other living entities are killed because human life is more important. Atma is important, but this form is more important. As spirit soul, everyone is equal. Spirit soul, all are equal. But this, as a the form which we got, the bodies, humans are important. Why? Because they get an opportunity to elevate consciousness. It is not possible in other bodies. That's why we give more value to human birth than other plants. So even if they have to be killed, that is allowed so that you can maintain human beings. Like Prabhupada was devotees, they wanted to preach. In some countries, they said even if Bhaktisiddhanta says, even if you have to eat meat, you eat and preach. Why eat meat and preach? It's not that he's encouraging eating meat, but this human life to deliver human beings is more important. They got an opportunity, you know, to help them to come out of this material consciousness. This plant, anyway, if the animal which is anyway is going to struggle in this world and suffer. But human being has an opportunity. So we have to cure. Like say in the army, they follow like this. Like say some soldier is wounded and he is very serious, and some soldier is less serious, and then he will see if this person is going to survive, then they will work on that person. Even though somebody else is more seriously wounded, they know that anyway is going to die. So they spend all their time in protecting the person who is alive, who is going to be alive. So similarly, we are in that case. We are like protected. We can be protected. So we are spending time on them. So like and transcendental practice that do not ultimately help one realize the Supreme Lord are useless. Be there mystic yoga practice, the analytical study of matter, severe austerities, the acceptance of sannyas, or study of Vedic literature. All these may be very important aspects of spiritual advancement, but unless one understands the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari, all these processes are useless. And impersonalists do not take to devotional service, but they take to other practice such as analytical study of material elements, the discrimination between matter and spirit, and mystic yoga system. These are beneficial only insofar as they are complementary to devotional service. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore told Sanatana Goswami that without a touch of devotional service, Jnana Yoga, Sankhya Yoga philosophy cannot give one the desired results. The impersonalists wish to merge into Supreme Brahman. However, merging into Supreme Brahman also requires a touch of devotional service. So, this is a very important point. We know this that even if they are practicing other processes without devotion, they cannot elevate themselves. So Mayavadis also chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, although their motive is to merge in Brahman. Yogis also take time to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but their purpose is different from that of bhaktas. But bhakti is required in all cases. That's what Krishna is. And factually, the Supreme Lord is the original source of all realization. Consequently, the goal of all auspicious activities, karma, jnana, yoga, and bhakti is the Supreme Lord. Prabhupada is writing, the living entity in the marginal is the marginal energy of Supreme Lord, and the material world is the external energy under the circumstances. One must understand that the Supreme Lord is factually the original source of both matter and spirit. भूमिरापो नलो वायुर्खम्मनो बुद्धिरेव च अहंकार इति यमे भिन्ना प्रकृतश्च. So these are all energies of the Lord, and we understand. Okay, yes, Lord's energy is there, and then when we know that they are connected to Lord, then we start worshipping the Lord in that way, knowing that He is giving us so much. Tesham satatayuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. We have to understand this concept very clearly. If we know that everything is connected to Lord, then we'll worship the Lord very properly. So those who are constantly devote, that's why we need this Sambandha Jnana properly, so that our worship, our bhajan, our service will be of a very high quality. यतातरोर्मूलनिषेचनेन तृप्यन्ति तत्स्कन्धभुजोपशाखा प्राणोपहारार्चयतेन्द्रियाणां तथैव सर्वार्थमच्छेद्य. As pouring water at the root of the tree energizes the trunk, branches, twigs, and everything else, and as supplying food to the stomach enlivens the senses, the limbs of the body, simply worshipping the Supreme Lord through devotional service automatically satisfies the demigods who are part of the Supreme Lord. So Prabhupada is, this is a very famous, I think Prabhupada quoted this so many times. It is his favorite shloka. Sometimes people ask why this Krishna conscious movement simply advocates worship of Krishna to the exclusion of demigods. The answer is given in this verse. The example of pouring water through the root of a tree is very appropriate. Urdhva This cosmic manifestation has expanded downwards, and the root is Supreme Lord. Aham Sarvasya Prabhu. I am the source of all spiritual material world. Krishna is the root of everything. Therefore, rendering service to the Supreme Lord automatically serving all demigods. Sometimes it is argued that karma and jnana requires a mixture of bhakti in order to sufficiently execute. And sometimes it is argued that bhakti also requires karma and jnana for its successful termination. So people may say, okay, but karma and jnana needs bhakti. So bhakti may also need karma and jnana. The fact is, however, that although karma and jnana cannot be successful without bhakti, but bhakti does not require the help of karma and jnana. So this is, so he's telling first demigods are not needed. Now karma and jnana is not needed. Actually, as described Rupa Goswami, Anyabilashita Shunyam. Pure devotional service should not be contaminated by the touch of karma and jnana. Modern society is involved in various type of philanthropic works and so on. But people do not know that these activities will never be successful unless Krishna is brought into the center. So even if they are doing so much charity and so many welfare activities, but does not have much benefit in real, they'll go to heaven, but they don't get spiritually advanced, elevated. All these people who are in heaven, who are these people? They did all the philanthropic works and they did all pious activities and ended up there. And then what? Once you finish your credits, come back and again you continue the same thing here. Then again go. So, Brahmatam Uparyadaha. They're just rotating up and down. One may ask, what harm there is worshipping Krishna in different parts of the body? And the answer is also given in this verse. The point is that by supplying food to the stomach, the senses are automatically satisfied. If one tries to feed his eyes or ears independently, the result is only havoc. Simply by supplying food to the stomach, we satisfy all senses. It is neither necessary nor feasible to render separate service to individual services. The conclusion is that by serving Krishna, everything is complete. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Kritaya. One is engaged in devotional service, everything is automatically accomplished. You see, Prabhupada is talking about karma and jnana in this verse. We discussed this section, if this point also. People may say, I am serving Krishna, I will not do anything in the family. It won't work like that. It is this also. So here, watering the root. So Prabhupada is comparing with two things. One is demigod worship, and second is karma and jnana. You're saying he is just comparing with these two things only. He's not talking about our responsibilities. That should be performed properly only. Responsibility should go on in terms of, but with a proper identification. That's what you have to do. Your fighting on the battlefield properly with a proper understanding. So this is not, I cannot say that, oh, I just serve Krishna and I will give up my things. No, 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 no. It won't work like that. We have to do whatever is given to us. That's what I was discussing. Na? We have spiritual spiritual identity and material conditioning. So this material conditioning is the responsibilities, action part, and this is the knowledge part. that's why this is what the argument. So we are discussing that first we know our identity, then action should come. But what Ravgana is doing, he's telling, I will act and then I'll realize. He's saying, no, first you gain the knowledge, then act. So you are acting only with a wrong identification. That's what Jadabarth is trying to tell Rahugana also in these discussions. So during the rainy season, water is generated from the sun, and in due course of time during the summer season, the very same water is again absorbed by sun. Similarly, all living entities, moving and inert, are generated from the earth, and again after some time they will return to the earth as dust. Similarly, everything emanates from the Supreme Lord, and due course of time everything enters into Him again. People, they think that by knowing all these things we will not be able to enjoy much. But the level of enjoyment is different. This understanding that everything, uh, all living entities, moving and inert, are generated from earth, and again after some time they all return to earth. Now it looks like, oh, you are so much pessimistic. You are talking everything will be destroyed. Is destroyed. So it looks like everything is destroyed. So what is the point? And why are you so much serious about it and trying to? This actually will hold us from enjoying. But there is a higher level of enjoyment. Even in this material world also. Not I am not talking about spiritual happiness. Even in this material world also, by knowing the temporary things, that is the reason they want to go to heaven. They want to make it little longer. They don't want to enjoy in this earthly planet. We have to give up earthly pleasures, even materially also, to enjoy nicely. If we give up earthly pleasures, we can enjoy heavenly pleasures. If we give up even heavenly pleasures, then we enjoy spiritual pleasures. It's like that. It is never a loss by knowing this. People say, "Oh, you always talk that this is a temporary world. This is not a place of enjoyment. Why are you so uh, pessimistic?" No, no, no. We are trying to help. Like we tell children also, no, they are interested in watching cartoons. Here, my neighbor, their two kids are there. They come to their grandmother. This is grandmother's place, and then now they have vacations. The whole day they are watching cartoons. I can hear the sound of the cartoons from our window. So the point is, then they are interested in that. But we will say, no, 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 don't do it. You can enjoy something higher. They may feel very sad if their grandmother tells the ice cream and cartoons, and the grandmother says no for cartoons or anything. They become very upset. They say, "Why are you stopping? We are enjoying so nicely." But there is a higher level of enjoyment. That's why we are telling them no. Similarly, the sages and all, they come and say, "Arey, there is higher level of enjoyment. You give it up." We should have faith in their words. He says, "Yeah, maybe true. There must be something higher." So it is not why we are not able to understand it, because the level of consciousness is low. That's why our sadhana, morning chanting, helps us to increase our quality of consciousness so that we can enjoy something higher. It is not depriving us from pleasure, it is helping us to get something higher pleasure. That we should have faith. If I work on my consciousness, I can experience a higher pleasure. That's why that should motivate us to do more nicely sadhana. I'll elevate my consciousness to enjoy nicely. Anandamaya Bhyasat. We are always interested in happiness only. So we should motivate ourselves. Let me enjoy something better. And then it will happen. Of course, then if you understand that by serving I getting maximum pleasure, then we want to develop a desire to serve. That is another level. So we understand that, okay, now if I elevate my consciousness, I'll enjoy. And what is the highest elevated consciousness? Is when we are developing a desire to serve. That is the highest level of consciousness which we want to work upon. So, Prabhupada is telling, because of poor fund of knowledge, impersonal philosophy cannot understand how everything comes from the Supreme Lord. Yasya Prabha Prabhoto Jagadanda Koti. So, although Krishna is not personally present everywhere, his energy is the cause of creation. So the entire cosmic manifest is nothing but a display of Krishna's energy. The two examples given in this verse are very vivid. During the rainy season, by rejuvenating the production of vegetables on earth, enable man and animals to obtain living energy. When there is no rain, food is scarce, and man and animals simply die. All vegetables as well as moving living entities are originally products of the earth. They come from the earth and again they merge onto the earth. Similarly, the total material energy is generated from body of Krishna, and at some time, such a time, the entire cosmic manifestation is visible. When Krishna winds up his energy, everything is vanished. So this is a nice analogy that the energy, the what Prabhupada is comparing with, is the two examples are given. During rain, the rain is rejuvenating the production of vegetables, enable man and animals to obtain living energy. So here we are getting living energy because of this is an energy that is manifesting. Vegetables and the production of vegetables. What is this? This is according to Prabhupada. This is an energy. So energy is getting manifested. And when there is no rain, food is scarce, the animal and man and animal simply die. All vegetables as well as moving and living entities are originally products of earth. So this our bodies are the products of earth. It's a manifestation of energy. It's a very nice concept. So similarly, this whole cosmic manifestation is also energy. So total material energy. So this is also energy and this is also energy. So our body is energy only. It's a energy packed energy. It can move, it can walk, it can talk, it can do so many things, it can digest. So it's so much energy is there in us. And that is coming from earth. And then but whole cosmic manifest, and then when earth gives that energy, everything manifests. Earth stops, we are finished. And earth gives when there is rain. Otherwise, she also don't give. And when rain will come, when we perform sacrifice. So this is explained Brahma Sindhi. Essaika nishwasita kala matavalambya jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanatha. Just as the sunshine is non-different from the sun, the cosmic manifestation is also non-different from the Supreme Lord. The personality of God is therefore all pervasive within this cosmic creation. When the senses are active, they appear to be part and parcel of the body, but when the body is asleep, their activities are unmanifested. Similarly, the whole cosmic creation appears different and yet non-different from the Supreme Person. So this is Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. Supreme Lord is simultaneously different and non-different from this cosmic manifestation. In a previous verse, it has been explained that the Supreme Lord, like the root of a tree, is the original cause of everything. Actually, the whole section, if somebody want to give a seminar on how the Lord is the cause of everything and how to act, this is a very good seminar which is given by Narada Muni. Every concept of Bhagavatam we can take. There is a presentation by Narada Muni, and this is his presentation. Very beautiful presentation. It is not theory. Narada Muni is practically realizing it. He's seeing it, and he's speaking. So that's why it is not a some preparation. Narada Muni prepared, and he's giving a class. He's just seeing that and he's speaking. And here it's a very nice concept he's explaining. In a previous verse, it has been explained that the Supreme Lord, like the root of a tree, is the original cause of everything. It was also explained how the Supreme Lord is all pervasive. He is present within everything in this material manifestation. Since the energy of Supreme Lord is non different from Him, this material cosmic manifestation is also non different from Him. Although it appears different, the sunshine is not different from the sun, but it is simultaneously different, also different. So this is Chintya Beda Beda Tattva is whole Bhagavatam. We have this understanding. So that's why the two most important verses for our philosophy are Vadanti tattvadas tattvamitjnanamadvayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdate. So this is what is explaining Achintya Beda Beda Tattva. And then we have Etejam Sakalapamsam Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. This is explaining, proving Krishna's form as a person. So these two verses are most important for us to establish our philosophy. And here also the same thing, Achintya Beda Beda Tattva is explained by Prabhupada more. The point is again clarified. When one sleeps, the senses are inactive, but this does not mean the senses are absent. When one is awakened, the senses become active again. Similarly, this cosmic creation is sometimes manifest and sometimes unmanifest. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Bhutva Bhutva Praliyate. And the cosmic manifestation is dissolved. It is a kind of a sleeping conditioning or inactive state. Whether the cosmic manifestation active or inactive, the energy of Supreme Lord is always existing. Thus, the word appearance and disappearance apply only to the cosmic manifestation, but not to the Supreme Lord. So, here na so much depth is there. People they will relish so much Prabhupada purport if they are trying to see how much deeply Prabhupada is trying to make it. He's not repeating the same point. Actually, there is so much depth in it. Some points is repeating, but others is giving a different concept only. And persons who are very deep, they relish it very nicely, what Prabhupada is trying to explain. And every time there is a new point of view and new understanding. And this is speciality because of Prabhupada purports. Only thing is we lack taste. Okay, any questions, comments before we end? Yes, Mataji. Uh, Sukhi Devi Mataji. You have a question?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Prabhuji, actually, last class, you were discussing about how Prabhupada had left his house,
Yeah,
if I'm not wrong. So, in that, the thing is that, as per my understanding, I feel that actually Prabhupada had done his responsibilities properly. So he had even made arrangement for his wife before he left that she would get a monthly, maintenance. So only after, uh, fulfilling his responsibility, and also that she was not supportive to his spiritual life, that is the reason I felt that, that's my understanding. Then he took up, he left his home and then he took the mission, seriously. I mean, even before that, he was serious, but his only thing was that his wife was also not supportive. So I was somehow thinking that, he also set an example that you have to do your responsibilities fully before, um We cannot only, depend on spiritual life. The responsibility, even in spiritual life, you have to do your responsibility. So that is my understanding, whatever I have learned. So am I right or wrong?
Yeah. I explained this point also. What I was telling, if you remember, I gave the example of people, they take to Krishna consciousness. They think I am taking to spirituality. Now I need not do anything material. It is not like that. They have to clear everything properly, materially also. That is compulsory. So if you remember, I gave the example of somebody having a loan at 10 different places. He is having loan, small loan, this loan, that loan, different places. And then they think, okay, now I will take one big loan from a bank and clear all the small debts. And that's all. I have only one loan. So this is the mentality people have, some of them, that they think that I have taken to spirituality. Now I need not do anything material. I'll just serve Krishna and all family responsibilities, this, that, everything I will just forget it. It will not work like that. We have to complete our things properly, which Krishna gave us. Then only we can come full time to Krishna. And or even if you are coming full time to Krishna, it is with full responsibility. Like somebody is joining ashram, you should be fully responsible in the ashram and serve there. So that's how it will work. So responsibility is not it cannot be given up. Person has to take responsibility. So in case of Prabhupada also, yes, Prabhupada did all his family things as much as possible. And when he saw his sons are grown up and they are taking responsibility, then he left. When he felt that they don't need him, that is the time he felt, oh, this is good. They don't need me anymore. Till that time, the children were very small and all that time. Now, his wife also is not feeling any need for Prabhupada. She's more interested in her own things. She's not interested in what values and principles he's living with. She's not interested much. So Prabhupada also did not mind. He said, okay, if she's more interested in tea and tea biscuits and other things and her own family, children and all, Prabhupada felt they don't need even physical, sorry, emotional support, financial support. Then Prabhupada felt it's good time to live. This is actually this is for everyone. It should happen. After some time, when they see that the children are grown up, he should take this responsibility of full time taking to Krishna consciousness. He may be at home also. He need not take sannyas. But this the what I was to tell, what I am telling is that Krishna gives something material and he wants us to perform it also nicely. Like the relationship Krishna gave us in this world, if I am not having not able to have good relation with the people whom Krishna gave me here. So Krishna is telling, Are you cannot maintain temporary relationship also nicely. How will you come to spiritual world and maintain permanent relationships? So you should settle your relationship properly here, then only you will be able to do something good there. So these are all arrangements for us to do our best in whatever situation we are, always being conscious that it is given by Krishna and I want to do it for his pleasure. So that starting point is very important. I want to do it for pleasure of Krishna. Like now Krishna is telling, okay, I will cook for me today. You have to do your best cooking of the day, because Krishna want you to do cooking. So every day Krishna is telling, okay, I'll give you a child, you take care of the child nicely. So you do your best to take care of the child nicely, because Krishna will be happy. So you are seeing the connection and doing, then there is no Maya, that is reality. It's like that. Hope I am understanding your question and answering accordingly. You can unmute yourself first.
Yes, Prabhuji, I feel that Prabhupada is the best example, the best example in the world, in which he even lived as a grahastha and followed his spiritual life, and he did all his responsibilities and duties. And even after that, he has taught by his example how we can live in the material world, one thing. Second thing, Prabhupada, I have read that he has told that after the age of 50, we have to take our spiritual life very seriously. So, at least after the age of 50, from 50 onwards. So, but the thing is that in today's society, we get everyone is getting married late. Then, because we are so much into our
Career.
acquiring our education, and then we want to work, and then by the time we find our life partner and we have children, it is we cross 50 and yet we are in the same environment and we are struggling. So this is one thing, like it really is not possible. The But when we are in association and we keep hearing, it reminds us definitely. And so we have to keep on, even after 50 we have to keep on doing our responsibilities. So so it is really a big challenge, uh, you know so that's what I always think about it. Yeah.
Actually, this is true, but that now the struggle is quite uh, difficult struggle for all the devotee, all the people, the present situation. But there are some advantage. What is the advantage is here? Previously, the relations was very strong. The family bond was very strong. Now it became very weak. So in that way, it is favorable only in one level, but not correct actually, because that should go in a different but from the beginning only when you approach, the approach should be from correct only. It should start with proper understanding that this is I am doing for Krishna. So if this understanding person has and he is doing, even if he's continuing his after 60 also he's in the family life and continuing with responsibilities, because sometimes they may continue because the responsibilities may not end even at the age of 60. So for some cases it will not be a problem, but his understanding should be very clear why I'm doing it. Bhishma was also staying in the palace for very old time. He is continuing his responsibility as very great grandfather. Also, he is doing his responsibility of as the king, as the administrator. He did not take sannyas, Bhishma, right? He was fighting only. So it does not make him anything weak. He's a Mahajan. That means person can be at family also, but is very conscious of what he is doing and for whom he is doing. Then there is not a problem. Uh, yeah, Prabhupada is definitely a perfect example. Okay, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji. Prabhuji, thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Harish. Any other questions, comments? We'll end here. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna.